Here's a quick overview of how to play 7/7s. First thing you're going to do is shuffle the cards and deal 3 to each player. Then you're going to flip over the top card of the draw deck to create the first column for the card type drawn. Each card type will have a column defined by the top card of itself. So this column is the Deadly Sins column. On your turn, you're going to play one card. Play it to a column. If that column exists already, you'll play it on its own column. If there is no column for that card type, you'll make a new column. So a Holy Virtues card was played here, which allowed her to draw one card and play another card. She plays a C card, which allows you to take a card back from the column and put it into your hand. You don't draw back if you already have 3 cards. Otherwise, at the end of your turn, you would draw back the 3 cards. Another card type is the Wonder. A Wonder lets you look at 3 cards from either the top of the deck or from other people's hands, or any combination of the two. If you look at the cards on the deck, you can reshuffle them and put them back, placing the good stuff on top, because at the end of your turn, you're going to draw right back. Here we're going to see how a Lucky God works. The Lucky God says call out a color or a number. Let's say red. You flip over the top card. If it's correct, which it is, this one's red, it goes in front of you for final scoring. It's a couple bonus points, 2 bonus points. You draw back at the end of your turn. Now, if you didn't draw a red card, that card that you flipped over would be the card that you drew back at the end of your turn. The goal of the game is to end with the high hand, so here we see someone play a C card, a low card, it was 2. A C card lets you draw any card from the top of any other column, so trade it for a 4, a Wonder card. So it's 2 more points in the end of the game. And now you'll see a Deadly Sin. When you play a Deadly Sin, you play it to its pile, and then you get to take any card from any other player and discard it to a pile. Usually it would go to the pile of its own type, unless it was an Age of Man, which can be played anywhere, and we'll get to that a little bit later. The person who you drew from draws first, and then you draw back to 3. Looking at the column, we have 1 Wonder card, a Holy Virtue card, we have 2 C cards, we have a Deadly Sins card, we have a Lucky God, and we have a color. The color is violet, meaning a violet-colored card can be played on any pile for its effect. Here we have a Wonders being played on the C pile. Since it's violet, it's good. And it takes back a 5 Deadly Sins, which ups the hand value. And here we're going to see how an Age of Man card works in its own pile. Play an Ages of Man card in its pile, and it disables the highest value card in the game, which is a 7. So now, with 1 Ages of Man card in the Ages of Man pile, 7s are worth a 0, which really makes me reconsider this hand. So on my turn, I'm going to ditch the 7. There's chances that it'll change, and that 7 will no longer, that 1 card will no longer be in the Ages of Man pile, but I'm not taking any chances. So what I did was I played with my Wonder card, and I get to look at all the cards, 3 cards, and decide which one I'm going to put on top. And there you go. I got a 6, a 3, and a 7. Not a bad spot. The 7's dead, so maybe it is a bad spot. Playing that 7 to get it out of hand, it's an Ages of Man, which means I can play it on any pile for no effect, or I can play it on the Ages of Man pile to disable the 6 as well as the 7. There you go. I drew a 7. Not good. The C's are great. My opponent, on the other hand, is now changing the wild color because she has a handful of green. They would both be worth 5 points at the end of the game. I'm sorry, they would both be worth 6 points at the end of the game because the 7 was destroyed by the Ages of Man. There's another Ages of Man, but we're playing it on the Deadly Sins pile. It doesn't activate any ability. It just speeds up the end of the game, as 7 cards in any column will end the game. And for the last card played, it's the Deadly Sin, 3. It's played sideways because it's still technically part of your hand. It's your 3rd card. but it triggers the end of the game. The highest hand will win the game. So here's a quick example of scoring. Here for final scoring, we see 6 and a 4 is 10, plus the 3, which makes 13, but that 3 is really a 6. The reason is it's a wild color, and there's only one Ages of Man out, so the 7s are dead, 6s are high, that 6 is wild, so it's high. So we're at 16. So we're at 16 points total, plus the 2 for the Lucky Gods card that we had. So that's 18 points, which is a very good game. Thank you for checking out 7 Sevens, and I hope you enjoy it.